Welcome back. I'm Adrienne, your expert on all things custom home building and luxury. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend how much fun we have on the Frazier Homes channel. So today we are going to talk about the heartbeat of the building operation. And this is a very interesting topic because we got this question from another builder in a different state, follows Frazier Homes and is a champion of the Frazier Homes world. This builder is emerging into fully custom home build, and they asked us some questions. And so here is the answer. Thank you so much for supporting the Frazier Homes channel, and let's jump right in. So the heartbeat of the Frazier Homes operation is the scheduling. Scheduling is very important because as a service industry, as a general contractor, we are selling a service. Similar to an attorney, similar to a CPA, they have intellectual property, they have subject matter expertise, and they are selling that service. Frazier Homes, we are selling our service. We are master builders, we are master coordinators of the entire construct. We understand from schematic to walkthrough. We understand architectural needs, the engineering needs, plot plans. We understand the municipalities. All of those things are a matter of subject matter expertise that we have gained over our education and our experience. And so, for those reasons, the service that you are getting is just that. And then it is the culmination of the coordinated effort. We've talked about that in times past. We'll put some other videos, link those videos about project management and what your builder is doing and not doing. And so, that service is about time, managing time. So it's important to understand that schedule impacts more than just the project. It impacts cash flow, selections, and the client experience. Remember, it is our job to manage time, scope, and budget. And so the time is the driving force, it is the leader, if you will, when it comes to the operation. So for builders and other organizations, industry partners, etc., what we need to make sure that we have on full control, and we are demanding that we are very vigilant about how we execute and manage time. So this informs the work. It is the hub of all things is the time. So the question is about the heartbeat of the operation. It is about the time. Okay, so scheduling. We've talked about how your project manager is the master of the schedule, but those schedules are not just the individual schedules that show up on different jobs. Those are the entire schedule for the operation. So for Frazier Homes operations, we have to understand all of the schedules, the start times, the finishes, all of those things in order to be able to introduce new work. We are going to talk about in another episode why Frazier Homes decides to build only a few homes a year. We only build about 10 homes a year, and that is a very strategic decision. We do that because we understand we have to allocate our time resource in a certain way. So we are very, very, very careful about making sure that when you arrive to the Frazier Homes world as a new customer, we are sharing expectations with you. We are sharing what the start and the end dates are and the deadlines for different selection processes. You've heard me say we've got to get our selections made, etc. And that is all surrounded around time. All right, so there's a ripple effect when we are thinking about scheduling. Okay, when we have inaccurate schedules, you can anticipate operational strain. This question came from another builder, But I'm talking about the operational strain that happens here at Frazier when we don't manage our schedule, and for any other operation when you're not managing the time. You remember we did a process capability study. We'll link that YouTube video here in the description box. That YouTube video, we talked about understanding each process and then being able to achieve the demand when it comes to customer satisfaction. Well, when you don't know what the time is, you don't know how long it takes, you have an operational strain. Let's say that we're not even talking about construction. Let's say that we are talking about going to get a service like a manicure or a pedicure. Could you imagine how many people you have in the lobby that are pretty upset because you don't know how long it takes to get those services done, and now it's piling up? That's a strain on the operation, and it negatively impacts the brand. So we're talking about operational effectiveness. That is all about time. Of course, for the purposes of the case study with the nail services, we're missing deadlines. We've got people in the lobby, they are piling up. We're missing our deadlines, we're missing appointments. Time is all about the operational efficiency. Okay, so you heard me talk about cash flow as a business that is running on progress payments, etc., etc. That cash flow is directly associated with time. And quite frankly, every business is directly associated with time. You could be a freelance tech person, and your time, you're trading your time for your compensation if you are not properly submitting your invoices, if you are not getting things done on time. You know you will have a statement of work that says I'm going to have this done by X, and if you don't do that, then you are going to have some negative impact in terms of your cash flow. Okay, so the next thing is we're talking about time is every schedule change should update, and that is you're updating your client. Okay, so when you have change orders, you can see how all of these things are coming together. We have done almost 50 videos together, and we've talked about selections, change orders, project managers, do's and don'ts, all of these things. And now I am giving you the full recap of all of those things. When you have a schedule change, as a result of a change order or something like that, it has to be communicated. And those changes do impact the schedule. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the operational best practices, and that is a matter of time. All right, so what happens if you want to grow? Builder X, if you want to grow, accurate scheduling protects your growth. Why? Because it is a resource issue. Smart scheduling means that you can have smart staffing. You cannot properly forecast the kind of staff you're going to need. Remember I said Frazier Homes, we're building 10 houses, about 10 houses a year. If we decide to move on to building 20 houses a year because of demand, then that means that we're going to have resources that need to support that growth. Well, if we don't have a schedule, then we are at topsy-turvy. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, and that's not something that we do here at Frazier Homes. So best practices are to make sure that you are looking at your schedule and your time. So I keep referencing it as a schedule, but it is really the time. You're looking at it from a macro, and then you drill down to the micro. What is the macro? How much time do I have allocated? And at Frazier Homes, we believe in a work-life balance. So if my project managers and the selections coordinators and everybody everybody has to work around the clock, it means something is wrong. We want you to have time for rest and rejuvenation and family, etc. So we look at it at a macro level, and then we drill down to the micro level. And so this may be when you have customers who say, well, why is it that it's taking a little bit longer to start my project? It's because we have to make sure that our resource allocation is on par and that you are getting the quality that you expect when you get a Frazier home. And so Builder X, thank you so much for reaching out to us. We are so excited to see the growth that you are getting ready to experience in your neck of the woods. And we are always happy to share the difference. Hopefully, you'll come and join us and talk about knowing the difference.